Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. Season 42, War number 5. Today we're taking on Pycb. I think this is the 4th time in 3 seasons that we've played these guys. I think we're up 2-1 in the series, at least since I've been here. Team today going in with Carl.
Thanks, Carl. We can't just be friends. We're attracted to each other. We both know it.
Infamous Iron Man and I-Bomb 5-star just for the synergies here. Going to start out on Path 9. We have an ANNIHILUS fight on Hazard Shift. Obviously going to go in here with Carl, because we are going to be immune to both debuff types, which means our form is going to be paused pretty much without even trying here. So this becomes just a standard ANNIHILUS fight. Now, he is immune to Incinerate while he has the Cosmic Rod buff, so we're not going to be getting the extra passive Incinerates that we would normally be getting against other champs, but the damage here is just so ridiculous, even without the Incinerates, that we're going to have him down pretty easily here. Now, I recall having a little problem trying to get him to throw the special 2, so I hit into him a couple times, hit into his block, just trying, like, you know, do that, like, fake taunt. I don't even know if that actually does anything. Try to dex out of the end of the special 2 there and take a hit, but pushes me to my special 2, and we end up finishing the fight. Easy peasy. Alright, next up we have a Nick Fury, also on Hazard Shift. So, a couple things going on here. We are going to reduce the duration of his indestructible buff, which is fine, but with Power Focus 1, we do have to be extra conscious of trying not to force him to throw that special 1. We want to push him to the special 2 if at all possible. Right there, we triggered the indestructible buff, it went away right away. So now he's unblockable, and I'm trying to get a cheap intercept off on him. I've tossed the special 2, does a ton of damage. It does not push him to the special 2, and he tosses the special 1. But, you know, even with the damage from that special 1, I am still way ahead in the health race, and so I'm not too worried there. We land an intercept to clear his unblockable, throw another special 2, which kills the first life, and now we are in pretty good shape here. We're almost right back up to a special 2. He tosses the special 1 right into my block. I'm not sure why I didn't just go to the special 2 there. I think I was expecting him to heavy, and then I was going to cancel, heavy cancel into the special 2. But either way, the special 2 ends up killing him regardless. So, alright, next up we have a Rintrah on node 22. This is one of the trickier fights I've had this season. Hazard Shift, Incinerate, Shock. Not many champions can take Rintrah on this node. In terms of, you know, countering the node itself and have enough damage to kill Rintrah, because he is extremely tanky and difficult to fight without the right counter. So, a lot of things going on here. Let's talk through it. So with Hazard Shift, obviously we're in Magma form here. We do have immunity to the Incinerates. We do not have immunity to Shock while in this form. However, our energy resistance is so high that the Shocks are actually going to be a net gain in us via willpower over the course of the fight. So, along with that, we need to keep our form paused, of course, because if we lose that Incinerate immunity, we are in big trouble. So, we will have the form paused just by hitting into him while he's in the Incinerate phase, as you can see here. However, while he's in the Shock phase, we have to manage light intercepts now and again in order to keep our form paused. And then, above and beyond that, we still have to remember that this is a Rintrah, so we have to manage knockdowns on him, either with heavies or with our special 2, in order to keep those mystical charges as close to 0 as possible. We definitely do not want to get into a situation where he has them high enough where he's going to go unstoppable and we're at either of our walls. Right there, I take a special 2 to the face. I had the indestructible boost on. This actually does, I think, a bit of good for me in the long run, because we can throw our special 3 here, which gives us the extended pause on our form, and it gives us that cruelty passive, which is going to increase our damage throughout the course of the fight here. 2 cruelty passives, sorry. So now we've got the super long pause, so we have a bit of a safety net here if he gets extra passive during the shock phase. And then we're just kind of, you know, rinse and repeating here. We can heavy counter his special 1 because he leaves him wide open for it. It also leaves him wide open for heavy counters into the special 2, which is going to give us increased crit rate, of course, when we launch that special attack. I'm also looking for an opportunity to get the big vulnerability via a medium, light, medium, refine. We have enough morph charges at this point in the fight, so right now I'm kind of waiting for me to build back up to that special 2, and then the plan is to land a medium, light, medium to get the super refine, and then heavy counter into the special 2, and that hopefully should finish the fight. You can see this fight's gone on for almost 2.5 minutes here. We are doing, it's good work, but it's really slow going here. And again, this is mostly because Rintrah is just so tanky. I forget the exact health at the start of the fight. I want to say it was like north of 400,000 though. So right there, we do the medium, light, medium. We trigger the regen, which is great. We don't really need it at this point, and we get the heavy cancel into the special 2. So that was a nice chunk of damage there on that one. Heavy knockdown there, and then the incinerates finish him off, and we do finish that fight at full yellow bar. Just really, really solid fight from Carl. All right, next up we have an Attuma on node 23. I was not sure how this fight was going to go. Because you can't parry Attuma. That is rule number 1. So with Bubble Shield in play, if he is super aggressive with the attacks into your block, you can definitely take some damage from Bubble Shield there. So that's why I had the invulnerability boost on, just in case I triggered unblockable. So other than that, our shock debuffs are keeping his hydration under control. We are giving him a non-damaging debuff with the cowardice after our heavy attacks, but it's not really going to affect the fight in the long run. And then from here, we are playing it safe just with the special 2s rather than going for the extended duration on the Aura of Iron. And he's being very cooperative, which is very helpful for us because we don't really have to worry about the Scared Stiff node. As long as he is cooperative, throwing those special 1s, allowing us to get ins and resetting that root timer, it's going to be fine. So we actually don't get rooted at all in this fight, which is great. So we get a nice double heavy in the corner here, and I think I go for a risky intercept here, and then I get the heavy, activate the aura, and then I go right into the unblockable special 2 and to finish him off. So yeah, pretty happy with how that fight went as well. Up in section 2 on path 3, we have an Infamous Iron Man here on node 32. Going to go in here with Carl in Uru form because we need the bleed immunity since Infamous Iron Man has that permanent armor up buff. So a couple things you want to know about fighting Infamous Iron Man with Carl. The first of which is that similar to OG Doom, he is going to resist the final hit of heavies and special attacks when he has that Aura of Iron active. So don't throw specials when the aura is up. And secondly, he reduces the ability accuracy of unblockable attacks by 100%. So right there you see unblockable failed. This caught me, I think, last season or the season before in a similar fight on a different path. No idea why I threw that special 1 there. Because I knew that we were going to be able to keep our form paused easily throughout this fight since we're going to be constantly getting bleed debuffs that we're immune to. So not sure why I really felt like I needed to throw that special 1. I am much more conscious of when I'm doing it for the rest of the fight here. Only throw specials when the aura is down. So you can see our morph charges are also climbing from all the special 1s that we are using. That will come into play, I think, when he's about 2/3 of the way down. We are able to do a medium, light, medium, get the big refine, get the nice regen going, and then hit him with a nice big special 1 to do a significant chunk of damage. So other than that, you know, it's easy to keep the form up again in this fight, and just as long as you pay attention to when you're throwing the specials, manage your power well, because you don't want to get into a situation where you're pushed above 2 bars of power, because if you do that, then you're going to have to go all the way to your special 3, which isn't the end of the world, especially since you're going to be keeping pause, but you kind of just want to keep yourself in that rhythm. So we've triggered his regen, which means we are special locked, so we basically have to try and keep our form paused, which is, again, easy in this fight because we won't have access to our specials until the regen is over. And then one more special 1. I think we have to dex one more special 2 from him, which I've gotten significantly better at in the past few months. And then a nice intercept to finish the fight there. Next up, we have an absolute nothing fight. This is a Hulkling on node 42 with a whole bunch of nodes that don't apply because he has no way to access an armorant buff. And I actually like double and triple checked this on Aunt May because I'm like, okay, I had originally written down, you know, stay in Uru form because you want the shock immunity, right? And I'm reading his abilities. I'm like, is there a reason that I'm not seeing why Hulkling is on this node? And there wasn't, of course, because this is just a diversity placement. So, you know, Carl designed to kill Hulklings. It's one of his target matchups. So we switched to Magma at the start of the fight there, and we're just going to be cycling special 2s, keeping his indestructible very much in check, as you can see, and then getting off a couple of light intercepts when we need to, and boom, he's dead. Full yellow bar finish. Very happy with that. Alright, last fight of the war for me is a Magneto on Boss Island on node 49. So again, similar to previous fights in this war, we are going to be easily keeping our form paused because we are immune to both of the hazard shift debuffs. So to get our initial opening this fight, we are going to first let Magneto trigger an unstoppable. That is going to pause our form while we back all the way up into the corner, and then we're going to light attack into him while he heavies. That will put the unstoppable on cooldown for a little bit, and then from here we just need to manage some intercepts in order to get our openings, and then refine with our special 2. So I prefer, even though I'm really bad at dexing Mags' special 2, it's my preferred special in this fight, only because even if you block a portion of it, you can still punish it. And with the special 1, you have to get the spacing perfect, otherwise he's going to parry you if you were even like a couple frames too late. So right now I'm trying to decide if I want to back all the way up into the left corner and put his unstoppable on cooldown again. Luckily he throws a double medium into my block, which gives me an opening, and then I'm able to nail an intercept here. And then he hits my block enough here, I think, that it pushes me to my special 2, which I can special intercept with, there we go, and then that pushes him over 2 bars of power, so I can get another easy punish here. Nice little dex there, very happy, very proud of myself for that one. And then from here, the fight is basically over. We can just hit into his block, trigger some incinerates there, and do him in. So pretty clean fight, very happy overall. Unfortunately, not happy overall with how this war went. We lost yet again, 7 kills, 0 deaths. Our record is just getting worse, 1-4. Very, very frustrating season for us. But you know, it's going to happen. We've had a couple of extremely successful seasons, and our matchups are getting very difficult as expected. So one last thing before I go, I want to give a massive shout out and thank you to RobHop20, who for personal reasons had to step away from MCOC today. Hopefully that's just a temporary thing and not permanent. Rob has been the leader of SSX for as long as I've been here, and I know that he has been in the Alliance for probably 7 or 8 years total, so definitely not an easy decision for him to make, I'm sure. We have a really, really strong culture in this Alliance, and that much was evident from the first few days I was even here. We have a very diverse, friendly, welcoming group of people, and that kind of culture exists in no small part to Rob and how he's kind of led the Alliance over the years. So big thank you to Rob for taking a chance on me as a relative unknown quantity at this level of Alliance war. So I will always be appreciative of that, for giving me a spot in this Alliance. And if you've never watched any of Rob's war videos, he always ends them by chugging a beer. Sometimes he will have guest stars, including yours truly, on his war videos doing the same. So kind of in honor of him, I'm going to close out this video today by leaving you with one last beer chug. So Rob, I love you, dude. I hope you find your way back to the game soon. And to everybody else out there, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.
Alright, so I goofed up on the first one and forgot to mention Simula by name. I love you, bud. Appreciate you. Let me fill this beer here. Just doing that. My phone's low. Hopefully this recording is working, because I can't do it a third time. No. These glasses are like exactly 12 ounces, which is super annoying. Super annoying. Oh, also, I didn't have a shirt on in my earlier video, so in case he doesn't use it, I don't want you guys to miss out on all this stuff. Although I did hide my nipples last time, a little more successful. Sorry about that. You younger viewers. Cheers. I love you, Sim.